Hello, everyone. Happy Music Monday. We're here today with Eve Blackwater. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Awesome. Where are you based out of?
I am in New York.
Okay, I thought so, but I saw also some traveling things on your...
I travel a lot and just got back from New Mexico with my family.
Nice. Very cool. I was like, because when I was like Blackwater, and I was like, wait, I wonder if she's from New York and could get that and got that accent. The water accent.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're in New York as well.
Yes, I figured actually. Water.
With the water. Awesome. So what part of New Mexico did you go to?
I was in Taos. I have this giant family. So this was actually only like one side of my family. But my giant family that plays music. And it all started with Uncle Joe. It's all Uncle Joe's fault. But yeah, so we get together and we ride horses and bike ride down ski mountains and come back with all kinds of injuries and play lots and lots of guitar. There's so much guitar.
That's awesome.
Yes, I got to teach all the little ones guitar, and the night before the bike riding down the mountain expedition, I taught them Dumb Ways to Die, and then the little girls were singing that all down the mountain. Dumb Ways to Die.
Nice. That's a good little catchy one to give them too, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could bike down the... Well, I guess it's easier to go down than up, huh?
No, actually.
No.
It was the weirdest thing because usually I'm all about danger. I will never say no to danger. I used to be a fire swallower. I'm always like, bring it on, I'm tough. And then we went, they were electric bikes, so we had a little boost going up the mountain.
Okay. And
then going down the mountain, though, I was going down and I was just like, when I fall, do I protect my face, my guitar arm, or do I just try to not go over the side? And like, I wasn't like asking myself these as a joke. I was making a plan.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, I could fucking die. I could die. And I had to, like, be smart. And, like, this was the first time I think I've ever taken the safe choice. And we were 4 miles up. I walked the bike down 4 miles.
Wow.
Like, I kept getting back on and going a little bit and then, like, falling. I kept falling, but not going over the side. And then I thought...
Well, I guess that's a good way to fall, is not off the side.
Yeah.
That's a perk.
Yeah. And then the best part was when I fell and I wasn't even on the bike. I was just really tired.
Just walking?
I was just like... Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sure the scenery around there was pretty awesome too, though, right?
It was beautiful. And there were these dandelions that were like as big as your head. And I took a whole bunch of seeds. So I'm going to find a place to plant giant dandelions in New York.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyone tuning in right now, feel free to, ask any questions or comments or want any advice on things that, for whatever. This is this is just casual hang tonight. Yeah. Get to know everyone. But why don't you do a little plug right now on what you got going on? I know you put out some singles and stuff.
I do. I have a whole bunch of singles, and you can find them on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, all the usual places. If you look for Eve Blackwater. I did a bunch of seasonal stuff, a bunch of seasonal Irish things, and they were all great. I was very happy with them. Then I also did Baby Dinosaur, which is my favorite thing, and people keep sending me dinosaurs. Then now I have...
That's awesome. That's like me with sharks. I'm a huge shark fanatic, so people send me I have a few sharks here that have
been, Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I want to switch over to sharks.
Yeah. Like Shark Week's like my, my Christmas week. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's been really fun. And then I don't know. I have another single that is, we have to wait to release it, but it's done and waiting to release. But the thing that I'm most excited about that I kind of found during the pandemic is this passion for murder ballads and the history of murder ballads, and I really dug into that. So I have a Twitch show now, 3:30 on Tuesdays, and then I'm adding another one on Wednesday nights at like 10.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I just do murder ballads, and I mostly do true murder ballads, songs that were taken from confessions of killers over the last 400 years. And it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's crazy.
How fun.
It's, I could go on and on about this forever, and it's fun to, I mean, obviously it's the women that get killed.
For the most part,
95% of the time, it's
right.
women getting killed. And so I get to sort of take a look at, like, why are we, like, there's this one song from 400 years ago. It's just this bloody, brutal murder. And there are 95 versions of it on Spotify. No, 105 versions on Spotify. And 100 of them are men. And I'm kind of like, why do all these people like singing about this girl getting beaten to a bloody pulp so much? So
wow.
I kind of, it's fun to sort of, like, what is this fascination? I'd been writing songs about this even from before. What is this fascination we have with dead women? Like, and I love...
And, like, serial killers and stuff, right?
Serial killers, yeah. Cop shows.
Oh, yeah. We have a song about Law and Order SVU.
Wait, oh my god! Wait, really?
Yes.
Because I have a song about CSI Miami.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, ours is about, it's called Heart in a Holding Cell, and it's specifically about how they never let Benson and Stabler make out.
Oh, that's way better.
So
I like that.
We've been harassing, like, Dick Wolf and, you know, Mariska and Chris Maloney for years, like, hey, and now that he's back, we're like, hey, you should use this song. This is, like, literally,
totally.
And now they're teasing a love story that now he's back, you know, because everyone's been wanting it. So
I saw the last several episodes, but I don't actually remember that. But
they did pretty good. I mean, the new episodes of just SVU in general have been written really well.
Yeah,
you know, they've been doing such a great job. But yeah, I'm totally into crime dramas. Like, I loved Scandal and Bones, and those were like, my favorites.
A totally crazy aside that has almost nothing to do with music. I used to waitress with a girl, and we were like the angriest waitresses ever. she would make people cry. But yeah, I've known her forever, and she really liked CSI, and now she is actually a police investigator. So when there's police misconduct, she works, I guess it's kind of like internal affairs at the police department. Okay. But her goal is to be Mariska Hargitay. And it all started from watching it too much and then being like, what do I do with my life? Maybe I'll just go apply for this job. And then she got it. And now she's like, now she polices the police. And she's fantastic. And I'm like, I know her.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, it's a weird fascination. Like, I totally got, and I know a lot of people too that we've been speaking to, like, everyone's watching the Ted Bundy documentaries on Netflix. Like, it's just like, you know, all of those, like, the tapes and stuff that have been coming out. I don't know why people are so, I mean, I am too. I watch it before bed for some reason. I'm like, let me put a nice murder story on before I go to sleep.
I think I haven't read about it, and I should, but there's some part of our brain that releases a chemical that murder, gore, all of that, it does something for us, and it serves some bizarre thing in us. And then also when they're rescued at the end, like, that also gets you. Right,
that's true. If anyone in the chat, just saying hey to everyone, if you got a favorite, murder documentary or a cop show or something you like, let us know what your what you thinking. We do have a question. What is your favorite dinosaur?
Well, I guess T-Rex is the best because you can make fun of the arms.
Right.
And I read about another dinosaur just recently. I don't remember what it was called, but they just found this new dinosaur. And it had 4 legs and wings.
Oh.
And it built nests, and the dad sat on the nest. So
Wow.
I can't remember what that's called, but that is my favorite dinosaur.
Awesome. That
Yeah.
sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then more questions.
Are you into like Jurassic Park or just like more just like dinosaurs are cool?
Just more dinosaurs are. It happened because of it was actually a rage song. It's not a song for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I had a job, and of course, like when you're a bartender, people just treat you like shit. And more than customers, often it's your boss that treats you like shit. And they just have a whole lot of power because there's always new people coming in and applying. And I wanted to, didn't have the ability to stand up for myself, so I sort of created an imaginary dinosaur that there was also a little bit of drugs involved.
Alter ego?
Yeah, alter ego.
Yeah, alter ego dinosaur.
Yeah.
Thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Vav Cup says a Dragonsaurus.
Oh! That's actually really funny because, yes, this was a dragon and I cut off the wings. I just thought it was friendlier, and maybe you can tell it's a dragon because it has ears. I don't know.
If dinosaurs had ears?
I don't know why everybody knew this was a dragon. And maybe it's the fangy teeth that are
maybe. You know, I heard someone once say an interesting thing, like, how do they, when you see movies and, like, maybe even, like, a documentary or something about dinosaurs, you're like, how do they know what they actually sounded like if no one was there?
Yeah.
And I always find those things, like, very interesting. It's like, you're right. No one's actually ever heard a dinosaur.
Yep. Yep.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And also that sharks don't roar underwater, but that's like you see in the movies.
Do they do?
I don't think so. I mean, I still haven't, like, my dream is to go diving with sharks, in a cage, most likely with, I just want to see a great white underwater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think there's going to be, I'm not going to say, because you never know, I don't think there's going to be music or, like, any growling underwater. I think that's all,
Yeah. You can't really hear.
Right.
I remember in the pool we used to, like, have an underwater tea party, and we would talk, and you wouldn't actually hear what.
Yeah, you might hear some little, like, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see Vuff Cup. Really nice to see Vuff Cup.
Yes. Hello.
He
said he wants you to release your single now. Diggy Cat.
Oh, yes, Diggy Cat, Vuff Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't freaking wait to release that. I released it with the producer. I made it with this producer, and it's weird. We made it for a DJ in Ibiza to play on the beach. And even though we haven't released it, I think that he's actually playing it in Thailand.
Cool.
But then, yeah, we can't actually release it because his PR whatever wanted us to have 3 songs before we freaking release it. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's there. It's ready to go. So.
It is so ready to go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did see a little bit of a music video of you. I wanted to ask about your fire swallowing. I don't know, but I don't know what that's called. Is it like what did you like?
I don't.
Spinning baton.
I do not. No.
Flame throwing? No.
No, I would do I was in a bizarre sort of adult circus,
Cool.
And yes, the whole thing was crazy. It was so long ago, and the ringmaster person would always yell like, "It's not a circus, it's a cult!" And this would be in a Scottish accent. He'd be like, "It's a cult! I have a cult!" And he kind of did have a cult. It was really weird. The whole thing was really weird. There was, yeah. But we would get, like, we would get paid. Big nightclubs would bring us in to do these crazy shows, and I would do fire, or like dress like a unicorn and do fire. And they had hair hangers, like people that would suspend themselves from the ceiling by their hair, all kinds of like crazy ass stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So did you learn that there to do that? Or did you kind of already have that?
I will tell you this story because I'm curious about what people think of this story.
Okay.
Because I always told this story as a performer, and then when I started dating, and I would tell people this story, and they'd be like, "You sold your soul to the devil to do fire? That's a little bit like prostitution, but with fire." And I was kind of like, well, it's a metaphor story, even though, like, yeah, that did happen, but like it was crazy. I had always wanted to do it, and then I don't know, like 5 years after I heard of people doing this, I met somebody that did it, and I said, "Do you want a partner when you're a fire?" I didn't mention that I didn't actually know how to do it.
Right.
And he was like, "Well, you know, I usually I really only do fire with people that I'm in relationships with." And I was kind of like, huh. And so then, like, we hung out for a good while, and then we wound up in a relationship. And then I learned how to do fire. And that was crazy. It was crazy in a crazy life. And that was one of those weird things that, like, people are like, "So you were in a relationship just so you could do fire?" And that was not what happened at all.
Well, I didn't get that off the bat from that, you know.
Yeah. It was
like,
there was
date me or I won't teach you anything. And I'm sure you would have been like, and I won't learn from you. I'm sure there's plenty of other people to learn how to swallow fire from.
Yes, but it was very much a fire-based relationship, and this was so long ago, but we would bring fire into the bedroom, which, like, it's kind of sexy to look at on stage, but, like, in actual practice, it's very hot, and
I was going to say there's a pun there, waiting, like, sounds hot.
There were a lot of burns in uncomfortable places, but it was funny because I realized that it's actually a very good way of removing body hair. You take the torch, do that. It smells like burnt hair for a little bit, but, like, there's no razor burn or anything.
There you go. Well, that's awesome. Well, if anyone wants to see that, there's a music video of you. You know, it's not flame throwing.
Fire. I think there's just fire swallowing.
Fire swallowing.
Fire eating, fire swallowing.
Yeah.
Some contact and stuff like that.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
We got Grumpy in the chat. It says, wonders what he walked in on. And Diggy loves the story.
The story. Oh, the story. The story behind the music video was that. So Robert Johnson who is this great blues player. He sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads way back when, in order to play blues better. Apparently, he was actually terrible. He was truly a terrible guitar player, and then he met the devil and became a great guitar player. So I felt like when I learned how to do fire, there was a little bit of selling my soul to the devil to do that, because I wound up in this insane world of fire swallowing in nightclubs and hair hangers and a lot of weirdness. And then after a while, I kind of felt like I wanted to like become the person that I had been before I did fire, because there was definitely a before and an after. Like putting your life on the line and experiencing that kind of danger on a daily basis for a job. I wanted to not be the person that did that, and so I wanted to kind of go meet the devil again, like take that metaphor, meet the devil again, renegotiate, get my soul back.
Gotcha.
So that was what I wrote the song about, and then that is the story that is in the video, and it shows me meeting the devil and him teaching me kind of guitar, and then I steal his wallet in the end. And the wallet is the wallet was supposed to be the soul, but we didn't like have time to make like an ID card or whatever that looked like the soul. So instead I just stole his wallet.
Yeah. Nice. Yes. That's awesome. And then for your new singles, you're putting out kind of lyric videos, right? I saw some of the Dinosaur one. You have a lyric video out for that.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. And how is I wanted to go into your Twitch channel a little bit, and when you started that and how it's kind of progressed.
That, I was, looking for ways to make money at the beginning of the pandemic, and it was brought to my attention that there was you could make money, and people were doing that, and it was sort of an equal playing field. You didn't need to have a fan base, you didn't need to have the venue. It could just be you and an acoustic instrument telling stories. So I really enjoyed that, and I have always really liked murder ballads and been fascinated by it. And then I was on somebody else's channel, and I mentioned that I had a channel, and she asked what I did, and I said murder ballads. It just popped out of my mouth. This was really, I always played a lot of them, but it wasn't my thing.
Right.
And then everybody on her channel was like, murder ballads? What is your channel? Like, I need to watch this. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I like that night I went through all of my songs, and I was like, murder ballad. And then researched what are the best murder ballads? And then I learned all the murder ballads and the histories behind them, because on Twitch you do a lot of talking, not just playing. So I've really enjoyed it, and I've really, more than anything, enjoyed the people that watch that channel and that interact with that channel, like that community of people that are into murder ballads, but also the history of them, and really sort of the places and the towns that these took place in, and why they've carried over this long has been really special to me. And
that's really cool.
Yeah. Now I want to get a master's in
murder
ballads.
Yeah.
Totally.
Awesome. How is that? Do you do so you do it every week?
I did. For a while I was doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that was just a lot. Especially because I wanted to learn new songs for every show, so that was a lot. And then it was just Tuesdays, and then I had to take a break while I got a new audio set up. And then I did a night for the first time. I've done a couple of nights, and I have a project before the pandemic called Broke Neck Girls, and we actually just did murder ballads, but we flipped all of the genders in them so that the women lived.
Okay.
Yeah, so
nice.
So we did a couple of shows together at night on Twitch, and that went really well, but we couldn't really keep to that. So now we just do Tuesdays at 2:30, and then because nights have been so much fun, I'm doing Wednesdays at 10.
Nice. And what is your Twitch channels under your name?
Eve Blackwater Music.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. So everyone make sure to check out
the
Twitch channel. Yeah. Let's see. Love Cup has a question. Do you have a favorite murder you enjoy talking or singing about?
Well, In the Pines is definitely my favorite. It's probably my favorite song to play right now. And I think it's honestly the most heartbreaking murder ballad, even though it wasn't true. So this is In the Pines or Where Did You Sleep Last Night, that Nirvana covered that and made that famous. And they credited Leadbelly with it. But this song was actually written around the times that the railroads were being built in the U.S. It was around long, long before Leadbelly. And that song was played in like every community in the U.S. With slightly different words. In the very original, it was Black Girl, not My Girl. And so in some communities, she was African American, and in some, she was a hobo's daughter who hid in a coal car. So they were black from the coal. But I kind of fell in love with that song when I looked up what are the best murder ballads, and that was listed, and I thought that was really odd because there's no murder in the song. You have to sort of piece it together, and there are a lot of verses that aren't sort of in the commercial version, and there's this one, the longest train I ever saw went down the Georgia line. The engine passed at 6:00. The cab went by at 9. So that's just kind of saying that it was a very long, long, long train. And I guess that the really sad, frightening thing on it was that was alluding to this poor woman who all the men that worked on that train had interfered with. And everybody in the town knew that happened, but there was no evidence of that. And then, in some versions, it was her husband that was a hard-working man. But I thought it was really sad in the version that I liked. Her father was a hard-working man. So she was not a prostitute. This was a girl. This was a girl with a family that loved her. And then she had this ending with this awful thing happening to her. And they never found her body. They just found her hair.
Wow.
They found her hair. It was, in the Nirvana version, I think his head was found in a driving wheel. But in the version that I've liked, or the lyrics that I chose to use, her hair was found in a driving wheel, but the body never was found. So there was just evidence that she had been interfered with, but they never found the body.
Wow. That's crazy. Insane. So, and I didn't even know about this whole thing of all these murder ballads.
Yeah.
It's like a whole, not really a community, I guess, but like a kind of like,
it's a genre and a thing. And, a friend of mine was also kind of went on this murder ballad kick the same time I did, so we sort of were investigating these parallel. Kitty, yes,
there's a kitty.
Yes, and so she was mentioning that like these are not just folk songs. Like I believe Eminem also has an entire album of songs to commit murder by. I can't remember. I was looking them up for something else. I think there's a whole album, and those are some bloody, frightening, graphic murder songs. Guns N' Roses Used to Love Her. There are many, many songs about men killing women, or bodies showing up. They're all over the place, and sometimes it's something done in anger. Sometimes it's about regret. Sometimes it's about love.
Yeah. It's probably a ton of songs that you don't even realize are about that people are just like, yeah, I love this song. You're like, it's about murder.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but I think that's like maybe Billy Idol is White Wedding, something like that.
Oh, I don't know, but
Because
I
it's not
bet
about,
it is.
it's not a nice wedding story. I know that. It's about, like, something bloody happens.
I feel like whenever something like rock and roll starts with white, you know that it ends up just red and bloody at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got Grumpy posting up your Twitch channel up
Oh,
here.
thank you
And
so
says,
much.
it's not stalking if it's helpful, right?
No, it's very, very helpful. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I did, I'm not sure if Grumpstein is Rory, but it might be.
No, it's not. It's Grumpy. His name's Grumpy.
Oh.
Well, not his real name, but
Yes.
it's not Rory.
No.
But you know Rory Kelly, right?
Yes, I only met her once, but it was a really wonderful thing when I did.
We've known her for a while. She's on Long Island as well. And we played a bunch of shows with her. And we kind of integrated our streaming guests and stuff. And so that's, I guess, kind of how I found you. But it was through Diggy, which I found him through Rory. So it's been like a nice cross promo to everyone. So shout out to Rory, and make sure you check her channels out as well.
Yeah. And as soon as I figure out how to freaking do this, I want to have you guys come on my Twitch.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We could play our murder songs.
Totally. And we can have like a song off, and you can play your CSI murder.
Yeah,
or your SVU. And I'll play my CSI.
Yeah. We also have a stalker. We're very we're not into the stalkers, but we write about the stalkers and the creepy people.
Yeah.
So our EPs we've been putting out is called Chronicles of Jane, which is from a song called Dear Jane that we have. It's literally lyrics of things people have said to us that are creepy, and you just put them in a song. So
I already thought you were very, very cool, but my love for you just grew so much.
Yeah. So it's like we like to sarcastically call out the stalkers and creepy things, Yeah. So, yeah.
I had one song that when I write songs, often they come true. So I wanted to write a song about falling in love and finding a nice man and blah, 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 and whatever. And I was using birds, the nightingale, as a metaphor. And I wrote the chorus from my mind. And then I went online to look up facts about nightingales to write the verses. And I found out that the literature nightingale is very different than the actual nightingale, and actual nightingales are very aggressive, kind of rapey, nasty birds, and they just harass. So we remember their voices because they're the last to go to bed, because they just the males are the singers, and they just follow the women around, singing at them, not letting them sleep until the women are like, fine, shut up. And it was funny. I had been dating a male singer, and we broke up, and he was getting a little not really able to let go. And then I had my phone off when I was writing that song, and when I turned my phone on, there were 37 missed calls from him, and it was the day that he turned into a stalker, and I was like, I made this freaking happen by not researching it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the world the song and the lyrics align there,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking geese as well, but yeah, ducks, because geese are also rude.
Turkeys as well.
And turkeys are mean.
Yeah. And big.
Yeah. I went to I grew up on Staten Island, and at my high school, the turkeys would always come on our campus and chase us all the time.
Really? There were turkeys on Long Island?
Staten Island. Staten Island, yeah.
Wild turkeys?
Yeah, they were huge too, and they would just chase us all the time.
Now I want to
go. Yeah. I know, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
There's like only a few. Well, there's like what, deer, raccoons, possums, and Staten Island. That's really big. Yeah, there's not much else. Much else going on there as far as wildlife.
Well, I think there wasn't there an SVU episode on Long Island?
On Long Island? Well, I think they've done a few. On Staten Island, too.
On Staten
You know
Island.
what's funny about that? They always threaten cops on SVU, like, if you mess up, we're putting you in Staten Island. And I'm always like, hey, what? What's the deal?
Yeah, that's
You're going to be working in Staten Island soon. And I'm like, what a threat. What?
Maybe it's just the commute.
It's yeah. You got to take a ferry, or you got to take 3 buses, or you have to pay a $20 toll to get to work every day.
Yeah.
I know. I just thought it was so funny. Every time someone screws up on SVU, you're going to Staten Island. You're going to work in Staten Island. Oh man. So did you get into any different hobbies or anything during the quarantine phase?
Well, I feel like I did do doing the Twitch and the murder ballads, and then I recorded and released 3 songs, 4 really, during the pandemic. So I got to really kind of get into my recording.
Nice.
Sink into that zen. And then I did have had a children's reading program for a little while that was kind of weird. I put a lot of energy into that, and it's up if anybody wants to see it. It was quite funny. Like, it was like not murder ballads. It was
for children, murder ballads for children.
But no, I would like there was Miss Fanny's hats, and I would wear my hat collection, and it was for kids. And it did get picked up by like a larger organization, and I was going to monetize it, and then that organization kind of tried to seriously screw me. So I just was like, I'll let it go and do Twitch. Yeah. But the thing with that was that lots of people were watching them, but not children. Like there were a lot of pandemic lonely people that would say, like, I watch them over and over before bed, and like they're so comforting.
So it's like the ASMR kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, also there's one, I had to take it down. The book's in the other room, but and I'm like, you read it, and after a while I didn't like practice them before I read them. I would just do them. And I, the kids would say, like, no, you have to talk about the pictures. And so I'm like, look at that. That is a dirty dog. I think he needs a bath. And like, I just realized that I'm like, what do you think is happening here? Is he going to get in the bed? What a bad dog. And yeah. So maybe I'll do that not as a joke and have like an adults children's reading program.
Yeah. There's probably there's definitely a market for that. There's definitely a lot of markets on Twitch.
Yes.
That we've spoken about it a few times on here, where sometimes you log on and you're like, what is happening on here? Why is it on my home screen?
Do you have all these people that go to your Twitch and then they freak out and they're like, what is this? Like, I thought it was music. You sent me the wrong link. Why do you keep sending me this link? It's just, and you're like,
I don't know you.
No, no. People are so surprised that it's a video game platform. And
right.
People can sometimes be very afraid that you want them to sign up for something or sell their soul or whatever. And like, no, you can just click the link and watch.
Yeah, exactly. What an interesting platforms, right?
Yeah, but Twitch is great. I love the Twitch community, and it's kind of fun to like get a teeny check from Amazon. because they take so much of your money. I
Right.
mean, when you give it to them for buying stuff, but
Right.
I like that a tiny bit comes back.
Yeah.
Tiny bit.
Yeah. My Amazon Prime, yay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know that's an addiction there.
Oh my
The Amazon
God,
priming.
Yep.
So right before everything got locked down in New York, we had filmed a music video at a puppet theater, and I had ordered like a lot of like costumes and accessories and blah blah on Amazon, and I literally returned them 2 days before everything got shut down. And we were like, can you imagine if I got stuck with all this weird clothes that we would never use ever again?
I
have a problem doing that too, just like getting things on Amazon and returning them like 2 days later.
Well, I don't know. Before the lockdown, yeah, totally. I take advantage of that return policy, especially. Have you seen these percussive massage guns? Are you familiar with those?
I think so.
It was developed. Wait, I'm just gonna get mine so you can see it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, well, while that's happening, if anyone has any last questions, we're gonna wrap up in a little bit. Oh, one of those.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a serious thing. So I wanted to make sure that I got like the best one. So I bought and you vibrate the hell out of yourself, and then everything feels so much better.
Yeah.
And then if you do it on the phone, people are like, "What the hell is going on there?" But it is really amazing for things like tendonitis or aches and pains that just don't go away.
Mm-hmm.
And from guitar, I have so many of them. So.
Oh yeah, right here, your guitar muscle right here.
Yeah, guitar.
Constant pain.
Guitar, bartending, walking around the city. So this was like a godsend, and you can get like a knockoff version, and it's really cheap. So I just kept buying them because I wanted to make sure I got the best one, and so I would buy it, test it out, and then return it. And I'm on like my 4th now, so
yeah. I
think I have to stop doing this. I think this is going to be the one.
Yeah, I'm like, at some point they're going to catch me.
Yeah. But when you get stuff on Amazon and it's broken, it's because, and it doesn't really work that well.
Right.
Or it's because somebody else bought it and then they're giving it to you. You're not always getting. And I feel like since they're selling you stuff that's been used, I will return stuff too.
Right.
Since that's the culture, I will participate in that culture.
Yes, it's the Amazon Prime culture. Oh boy. Right? That's crazy. I think I have a bunch of stuff too. I just got in from Amazon. And it's always like, oh, I'm about to leave. And it's like, oh yeah, it'll show up. But then it shows up after you leave. But at least you have time to return things.
Yeah.
I have seen this, which that Amazon actually throws out a lot of stuff that is returned. But I've seen another thing that it gets boxed up and auctioned off, and people just buy these mystery massive Amazon boxes and then try to resell all of these random items. You just don't know what you're getting.
That's crazy.
And it's just, and you don't know the condition of everything, but yeah, there's a whole community of that.
I feel a little shitty about giving Amazon such a big what do you call it? Promoting Amazon.
Right. Yeah.
They're so evil. Try to buy from independent stuff, but then I don't know.
But then it's this is what happens because they made it easy to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
I got one hat from somewhere, a sun hat, recently, and I can't remember what was wrong with it. Something was wrong with it. And I tried to return it, and the sellers were they were like, it's a really cheap hat. Can you just keep it, please? And I'm like, they were like, we don't want to pay for you to ship it all the way back. Like, how about if we refund like half the money and you give it to a friend? And I just thought that was so funny that they were just like,
You know who does that? If you have a problem with this site, which is bad, Wish.
I have never, I felt like that would be like how is Wish?
It's bad.
Okay.
You get things so cheap, and it's like a 50-50 shot of it if it's going to be the real product that you actually ordered or not.
Well,
And
at least
then
it's not always wrong.
yeah, it's mostly wrong. I'll do a 75-25
Okay.
on that it's usually wrong. And you just take a picture and tell them, this is not what your picture showed. I want to return this. And they say, just keep it, because they don't want to pay to return it. But then you end up with all these like horrendous clothes that aren't right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's you see all, I mean, if you get little things, like they have sometimes like bundles of stickers and like cool stuff like that. But if you're looking for like clothes or anything like, I don't know,
not disposable,
yeah, then I would say just move along from that site. Yeah. Because you're like, oh, it's just pay shipping, it's free, okay, I'll get this, why not?
But I think that the thing that do you do Poshmark?
I tried to sell on there a while ago and never had success.
It's not, like, selling takes a lot of energy and time, but it is the best place to buy stuff, especially because, unfortunately, we've all been undercutting each other so much with selling that, I don't know, I saw a pair of shoes that were like $120 in a store, and I just looked them up on Amazon, and I got them brand new for $17, and there's a rule that they have to ship them in 2 days. And it's great because nothing is getting wasted. These are all things that somebody bought and then didn't like.
Right.
And so especially like right now, because with the pandemic, nobody had money, so everybody was trying to make money selling. It's a great place to buy stuff.
Yeah, that's true. We are going to wrap up in a little bit, so I did want you to replug all of your stuff that you have going on and make sure everyone goes and follows you.
Cool, thank you.
To all of your social medias.
Thank you. So, Eve Blackwater on Spotify, and I have a bunch of fun albums and songs. My favorite thing to watch right now of mine is my video Second Repeater on YouTube. It's a really fun video. So Eve Blackwater, Second Repeater, you can go there. And then Twitch is my favorite thing to do and my favorite community to be a part of. And I do a live stream on Tuesdays at 3:30 Eastern Time, p.m. and then at 10 p.m. on Wednesdays. And that's a really fun sort of interactive dive into murder ballads and creepy things. Murder and creepy things.
Nice.
And,
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to check out your Twitch channel.
Thank you. I can't wait to check out your music.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a music video I'll recommend called Drama King. So you can check that's on our YouTube channel. We got some music videos up. So yeah. And then the last thing we'd like to ask here is, can you let us know, we like to put you on the spot, a good way to stay positive during these crazy times we're living in right now?
Okay, so for me, this is so cheesy, but it does work. Going to bed and listing the things that I'm grateful in my mind. Listing the things that I'm grateful for in my mind helps me stay positive. And then another one, actually, because I can get dark, so I have to work to stay positive. Helping somebody else out always makes me feel better.
Awesome. Love that. Cool. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us, and I hope we get to, play a show or something together at some point, and
Yeah.
meet in the real world, the real worlds, and
Yeah, I would love that.
yeah,
Love that.
awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. All right, everyone. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be back next week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.